Hey traders, Jason here with Day Trading Fearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. And in this video, you're going to learn how to day trade using market profile to see if the lows are in. Okay, but real quick, make sure you guys check out my website, daytradingfearless.com. Links are down below in the description. Only $99 for a lifetime subscription to my Emini S&P weekly trade zones. And these are the trade zones for this week. Okay, and I want to show you guys how good these zones are. Also, in the video course, you'll actually learn how to draw them and get them to be very, very accurate, like what you see here on the chart. So with that being said, let's jump into it. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys with the trade zones is the market opened Sunday, right? This was the market open, went sideways overnight. We came down, missed this first zone by about a point, but then we had a nice rally for about 25 points, okay? The zone was at 43.59, the low was 43.60, and we rallied all the way up to 43.86. Then price rolled over, came right down into the zone, perfect, and then had a nice bounce all the way from essentially 43.11 all the way up to 43.40. Okay, and then we rolled over again, kind of missed this zone by a couple points, had a rally back up to the zone, failed, came down into this zone, kind of bounced around a little bit, and then look at the very low. We came literally within a point of this lower zone, and look at, if you have bought near this zone right here, you could have literally bought around 42.13, and we ran all the way up to 44.10. That's almost a 200-point rally. Okay, so these zones, now I'm not trying to play after the fact. I'm just showing you guys the zones, the way they work, and the potential of the moves. So remember, in the course, I draw these, but I just wanted to kind of show you how the zones work. And also, in the video course, I actually teach you guys how to draw these zones and everything. So with that being said, let's look at market profile to kind of learn how to tell if the lows are in using market profile. Well, the first thing, okay, we got to start doing some technical analysis, right? The first thing is I just drew from this low. I'm on a 2-year daily chart, drew from the COVID low all the way up to the high, and we have our first support level of the 23% right here at the 42 or 41.90 level. Okay. If we zoom in, we also have a very low volume node right here. Okay, and we have a prior swing low. This price pretty much had to hold this to keep this entire trend intact, and guess what? We broke below it. Okay, we broke below by about 30 or 40 points, and then we had that massive rally. But look at this. We kind of came right to this low, was kind of right near this area, right, which is kind of as it's forming, but the high volume node. But if you kind of just mark this whole thing off and say, hey, anywhere within this level, watch for a bounce, right? Draw a bigger zone. You know, me and my zones, right? Draw a bigger zone, and anywhere within this zone, the top, the bottom, we could potentially bounce, right? And it goes from usually low volume node to the next low volume node. And a lot of times it'll try and clean stuff up. And I told you guys in the video I did this weekend, go back and watch. I won't be surprised if we come back up to this 4,400 level to clean up this market profile so it looks very clean like this. There's some areas where price needs to kind of clean up the market profile. So I won't be surprised if just remember this 4,400 level over the next couple weeks. Do we churn? We might go up a little bit. We might go down, things like that. But just something to be aware of. Now, the question is, where do we go from here? Because if we look, we're way oversold. Okay, we have a nice reversal candle right here. We also have a nice clean waterfall with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower highs, right? Everything's pointing for price to actually go higher, right? With this, if we break above it, I'm going to pause and I'm going to say, I personally don't think that's what's going to happen. Okay, we might come up, we might do a fake out kind of like right here, right? Where price kind of had a couple days a waterfall, and then we broke above and then failed. I won't be surprised if we break above here, fail, clean up this market profile, and then continue lower. I don't think the selling is over yet. I think the thing going on in Ukraine could kind of be a front page headline where it jitters the market a little bit. So we will see. But my ultimate target is probably around this 4,000 level, this low volume node right here. Okay, I think that's kind of where we may tap out with the low, because I'm going to show you another chart why I don't think the lows are in. I don't believe this, the lows are in and we're going back up, and I'll show you with this chart. You know, with my market profile, right, we should always have some type of excess, right? This is excess right here. Okay, we didn't really have any excess up here. We didn't have any here. Well, guess what? It got repaired here on this move. Okay, this is excess. And all this is a 2-minute chart, but this is a special market profile with 1 hour. If you go back and look at my market profile videos, I actually did this a couple weeks ago. I talked about it. There's a code in that video. So go check that video out. But this is kind of like there's no excess down here. Okay, we actually don't have excess on the bigger picture on the hourly chart, right? Because if I just turn this into an hourly chart, it's all going to look the same. And with that being said, here's another thing that you kind of could to be aware of, right? This is kind of like a couple tick, maybe a point failure right here, right? So first thing is we have a divergence, okay, from here to here. So that, and remember, there was a trade zone. You could have traded off that divergence. Hey, we have divergence. But also, normally you don't make lows like this. Okay, you don't kind of make a low, look below and fail, and then take off like a rocket ship. That's actually a poor low, because even though there is a tiny bit of excess, I don't believe it. I think there's a lower to go. I would not be surprised if we actually end up, again, going back to that 4,000 level, because it's also just a whole reflection number. It would be a nice almost 19% pullback from the all-time highs, and I think that would flush a lot of people out. And maybe as we churn, right? Maybe we go up for a day or two and then reverse back down. Maybe we could get a divergence down here on the low side. So that's what I'm looking for. But remember, watch your market profile, right? If we had this low right here, okay, down over here, I would have been okay with it. but just one or a couple ticks, that's not going to work for me on this much selling. Also, I don't think there was a ton of panic when we came down into this selling. So that's why I don't think this is over. With that being said, over the next couple weeks, okay, I think don't be like, okay, it's all clear, we can all go buy the dip. Because here's another really interesting thing is even though we broke the 200 EMA, we came right back above and closed above. I won't be surprised, as we did it so many times where we did it in reverse, where we would close kind of below and then pop back up. I think we do the opposite, close above and then reverse. So that's what I'm looking for over the next few days. Remember, Wednesday, the Fed comes out, I believe, and so there could be more volatility, but lots and lots of opportunity for selling puts. I was selling puts like a madman today in the ESs. Already closed a bunch of those trades because the premiums were amazing. I was able to sell the 3,200 puts that expire in 2 days for $1 on the S&P futures. I mean, yeah, I was being very conservative, but guess what? You never know when things could feed upon itself. And I turned around and closed them on that rally, bought them back for 10 cents, right? So I made 90% on the trade. And I'm like, okay, I can only make a couple dollars more. It's not worth it. But hopefully this video helps. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.